Okay, we now welcome on a very, 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 very special guest. It is QB1 of the Chicago Bears, Caleb Williams, Heisman Trophy winner. First of all, Caleb, thank you for joining us. I was very close to saying savior of the franchise, but I'm not going to put that on you. How's camp going? Let's start with that.
Good. Camp is good. The defense has been challenging me throughout camp, OTAs, all of that. So it's been great. Offense we've been starting to pick it up, and it's been fun.
Okay.
How's it been having the Hard Knocks cameras around?
Yeah, you don't really notice them. They do a pretty good job. Other than the times when, you're having talks and you're like, oh, I got a boom mic above my head. But other than that, they've been great.
Did you watch week 1 of Hard Knocks?
I watched the beginning. I haven't gotten back to it. I heard the Bulls. The Bulls introduction was happening, so I went and watched that part. And then one of the nights I had to go to sleep.
There's some good slow-mo shots of the spirals.
Yeah.
That's what we tune in for.
Okay.
We tune in for the sprinklers going on. We tune in for the spirals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They might have gotten mad at me, or not mad at me. They made fun of me because I got triggered because I thought they weren't showing enough touchdown passes.
Okay.
So I was defending you. I was like, let's
Appreciate
get some more highlights going.
Yeah, hopefully I think the next episode comes out in a few days.
Yeah.
Hopefully in the next episode we got a few more spirals and touchdowns in there.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're obviously a very confident guy. Has the transition, obviously we haven't started the regular season, but the transition to the NFL been what you kind of expected?
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was going to be challenging. I knew it was offensive-wise, I knew it was a new language for me, a new way of doing things. And so just understanding my situation, understanding that the guys are, they're going to push me, coaches, the players, and then they're also going to be gracious with me. Learned that throughout this process. And so now just picking up the speed, getting better with things, processing things a lot faster, checks, alerts, all of that. So it's been great. It's been fun. It's been challenging. But the transition-wise, I've had to move a couple times, whether it was transfer from Oklahoma to USC or all of that stuff. And so, it's been a normal transition.
I feel like people kind of memory hold the whole Oklahoma part of your career because, you were obviously the number 1 pick for 2 years, which that's tough because people are going to poke holes in everything. But you went to Oklahoma, you weren't the starter, and then you won the starting job halfway through the year. And everything I've read, it was like the minute you showed up, there was a story about how at 6 a.m. they wouldn't let freshmen lift, but you basically forced your way in there.
Yeah.
Has that just been your mindset from the beginning? Like, even if they don't let me come in here, I'm going to go compete.
Yeah. I would say my mindset has always been, compete ever since I started, ever since I really switched to the position of quarterback around 10 years old. I understood that I may have started later than most QBs at that time because a lot of QBs in my class have been QBs for their whole life. And so I switched to that, and I just was competing versus people. I mean, somebody that I was competing versus in training, just working out, working hard, and not actually like QB training was like Blake Corum. And he's unbelievable. Like his work ethic and all of that is unbelievable. So, just getting in there, competing versus people that are older than me, bigger, faster, stronger. And then, when I get to those positions that I've been in with Oklahoma, in high school, all those other, positions that I've been in, just go out there, compete, work my tail off and get after it.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to bring up because winning the job as a freshman with a starter in place, that's dog mentality.
Yep.
But then you go to USC and everyone's like, oh, LA, soft.
Yeah.
There's a whole perception there. But I just want to remind people.
I'm an East Coast kid.
You won it. And you won that starting job as a freshman.
Yep.
Yeah, so the story about you deciding I'm going to be a quarterback now.
Yeah.
You were playing defense, right?
Yeah,
and
so I was playing running back
old?
and linebacker, a little bit of safety. And then we lost the game, lost the FBU game, which is, I think, y'all know what FBU is?
No.
So it's basically like an all-star team from each region.
Okay.
So they have and state and things like that. So for us, they had a couple different, because DMV, we kind of bunch everybody together. So it was FBU, Maryland national team, and we went down. We were whooping up on a bunch of teams. We lost to actually Harrison Bailey. I think he just left UNLV. He's a quarterback there. But we lost to him, and I didn't like the way we were playing. We were playing kind of daddy ball with the coach and the QB on our team, and I switched and kind of thing was spread the ball around to everybody, go win games, and be a big reason why.
So you're 10 years old and you decide I'm going to be a quarterback now.
Yeah.
And was that a complete lifestyle change for you?
It was more of I was probably because
Yeah.
I went more into like, all right, like I'd already decided what I'm going to do, and then my dad and Godfather and all those people kind of put together a plan, and from training to eating to, when I wake up and things like that.
That's incredible. So you're 10 years old and you're like, this is my plan to be in the NFL. Because I had a plan to be in the NBA when I was 10 years old. Didn't really work out. Like, do you ever think back, like, we set ourselves to do something at 10 years old and now we're here? That's nuts.
Yeah, it's nuts. I do think about it. And I don't know if I'm going to classify it as nuts in a way. Like I don't really know the exact word, but I expected myself to be here, but it is crazy. I wake up every day and I'm like,
it's got to feel like a superpower that you were able, because like we were joking about it. There was a draft story when the draft happened. Like there was a story about some kid wrote down when he was like 8, I'm going to be in the NFL draft, and we were joking like every 8-year-old writes
I had
that.
the same
Like,
dream. Yeah. I stare at that every day.
But there's only a few guys that get drafted.
Yeah.
So to see that and have that plan, at what point in that plan, like what age were you like, okay, this plan's actually like this is happening?
It was probably after I started training and getting after it, probably 2 years after I started training, is when I was like, okay, this is actually, it's going to happen, can happen. That's when I started getting to, I was probably 7th grade, and then I hit 8th grade. So around 9th grade is when I was like, this can really happen, because I started getting out there playing with guys that were older than me. All the training was kind of, working and things like that. So kept all that going, and then starting getting some offers, played well first year of high school, and then the offers and everything started climbing. Confidence kept rising and growing because of the work that I kept putting in and was putting in before high school and things like that.
Yeah, I would. I read a story about when you were 16, you broke your offensive coordinator's wedding ring. I would imagine that was also a moment that you were like, "Oh shit, I got a cannon."
Yeah. So his wife always told him, "Don't catch footballs with the wedding ring on, wedding band," and he didn't listen. And then one day his hand started bleeding. He looks at it, and he was trying to figure out what happened. And then I realized that it was cracked a little bit, and it was pinching his skin. So
I love that. Home wrecker.
Yes.
She's like, what the hell is up with this?
Home wrecker.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
I read that you had you ate the same meal every day for like 4 years.
Yeah. It's eggs with ham in it, and then I'd have a inshore in my vitamins.
And how old were you when you started doing this?
10. So that's when everything started.
So not buffalo wings and ice cream.
Not buffalo wings and ice cream.
What about candy? You a candy guy?
I love candy, actually.
All right. Everyone has to have a vice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my vice. Not big into all the other stuff or do any of that stuff, and so candy was my getaway. That and video games.
I like that. Yeah, I'm a big food guy myself, and if I had seen Coach Riley's brisket before I went to Oklahoma, I would never have gone. That thing is so fucking
It was actually pretty
dry.
good though. It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
You're just saying that because he's your coach.
No. We give Coach Riley some shit.
Yeah,
but it was actually
bad
pretty good.
picture.
But that wasn't one we ate. We ate another one that he cooked, and it looked good.
He violated rule number 1 of the internet, which is don't post a picture of your meat.
Yeah, ever.
Never put your meat online.
Ever.
People are gonna roast it.
Don't put your
It's
meat
gonna
online.
be a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 1 rule: don't put your meat online.
So your transfer from Oklahoma to USC, I have a very specific question that is going to make me feel like a fool. I went to Wisconsin.
Okay.
There was
the Wisconsin story of the rumors and stuff.
Was there any truth to it ever?
So my best friend and his dad, Dean Ingram was at Wisconsin.
Right.
And his dad was a coach. And so we reached out to them. We were trying to just, get the vibe and see what was going on, how it was up there or whatever, or over there, and all of that. And somehow it caught wind that I was, in contact with them, which I'm consistently in contact with those two. because I've grown up with him. So, but somehow it caught wind and it blew up on Instagram. But it wasn't too huge.
So it was never really close.
It was never too. Yeah, it wasn't too crazy.
Was there any like Badger fans like DMing you stuff?
Yeah, there were a lot of Badger fans.
Any like 37-year-olds DMing a 20-year-old being like, "Hey, we could sell a lot of T-shirts."
Probably.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
It was pretty embarrassing for me, especially because in my heart of hearts, I was like, he's never going to go to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
But I still shot off a couple DMs being like, dude, we could sell some T-shirts.
Yeah. No, it.
I fell a little short on the NIL.
It fell a little short. I don't think it was going to happen in the end, but much respect to the Badger fans for shooting.
Okay.
Yeah, you tried.
Yeah, I tried. I tried my best. And I did feel, I just want to say,
the best thing to do.
For the record, I felt weird DMing you out of the blue, being like, hey, man, you should come to Wisconsin. We could sell like over 100 T-shirts. It was a low point, but I was trying anything.
That's all right.
But now you're here. So now
we're here.
Yeah.
We're here.
So I'm excited. I've seen your quotes, but you're basically like, listen, the past is the past. Yep. I'm here to be myself. Has anyone explained to you the history of Chicago Bears quarterbacks?
I just know that there's never been 3,000 or 4,000 and a 30+ touchdown pass and things like that.
It's an insult meme that goes around.
Yeah, I see it all the time. I always see the edits of like all 31.
Yeah.
And then there's
NA.
Chicago.
Yeah. So I think you got to change that.
Yeah,
you're ready to do it.
We'll try and change that. We got the guys to do it.
I saw when you had the quote, like, my job is to rewrite history, and people were like, oh, he's so cocky. I was like, no, it actually shouldn't be that hard.
My job. That is my job. They brought me here for reasons.
Yeah.
Because if they had people like Aaron Rodgers or anything like that, I mean, it wouldn't be.
Well, not him. He's in jail.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
He's with the Jets now, so it doesn't really.
Yeah, we don't care anymore.
Yeah,
you're a big.
But if you had people, like that, in a history, in a lineage, of QBs that were ripping it up in this later stage of the NFL, where they were throwing it 30 times a game, then that would be the case. But it hasn't been the case, and they obviously bring people in like Keenan and DJ and myself and all the offensive linemen, D-line people to change history. Do
you ever what's the line between cocky and confidence? Because I feel like you get accused of being cocky when it's everything I've read, all the stories. It's like, no, he's just supremely confident in himself. Which why wouldn't you want a guy who's confident in himself?
Yeah, I think the difference is knowing yourself. I also think the difference is it's the people around you, and how hard you work. I think those are the three biggest things, and I think the biggest part is the people around you, and the second one is probably how hard you work. And I say that one first because the people around you, you got to have the right people around you to tell you when it's time to, all right, you're pushing a little bit, you're doing this and that, you have people around you as no people, as they say, and not yes men and yes women. So having people around me like that, and then getting after it. Always, hard work always builds confidence, and hard work always pays off. It always, at the end of it gives you a check mark.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm glad that you're post draft, because leading up to the draft, it felt like that took a long time to get there. There were all a lot of bullshit out there. There were a lot of stories.
There was a lot of bullshit.
The anonymous scouts. You had one scout, or I think it was a GM, compared you to Prince. But that's a great compliment.
Prince is the greatest.
When we saw it, I
don't get that one just because
he picked the worst. Was like, wait, he's going to be the Prince of quarterbacks? Sign me up.
Yeah. I mean, I actually saw that.
Yeah,
I actually think I saw you say it popped up on my Explore page or something. Yeah, I didn't. I mean, it was a lot of bullshit.
I've been defending you Prince, even before.
It's the nicest thing that you can say.
I didn't mind being
somebody.
compared to Prince because
it's a great compliment.
You're gonna change your name to just the Lombardi Trophy at some point.
If someone said we were the Prince of podcasters, I'd be like, awesome.
Yeah,
the revolution, incredible.
Absolutely.
So, was there ever a moment though where the stories were at one point it was like Caleb Williams wants to own the Bears.
Yeah, I mean, I trolled a little bit.
Yeah,
I was bored. I had so much free time. I was just chilling in my room or working out. And so it was just like, I'm gonna step in every once in a while and just kind of say a few funny
I
things,
like
mix
that.
it up a little bit.
You should mix it up. You had one of our coworkers. You made them change their profile picture.
I did. Oh, his name Jack.
Yeah, Jack.
I saw it,
You just replied to him. You're like, your profile picture is crazy, and then he changed it.
I did
You
see
just
that.
like
I did
it was
do
a
that.
kill shot.
Yeah.
The interaction. It was the.
Well, he always. I've actually since high school. He's responded to a couple of my stuff. So I was joking with him.
Yeah.
It was the
He's
pink
a big
cell
football
phone.
fan.
The pink cell phone at you were watching Juju play.
I actually do not. I think my cell phone's over there.
Is it still pink?
I actually broke my pink cell phone.
Oh.
On accident.
So what are we doing? What
So I have
color are we?
I have to get a new one actually.
new pink
right now
one.
it's black.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a new pink one.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
so-
phone was pink though. Everything else was not pink.
Wait,
Okay.
the case was pink or the phone was
The
pink?
phone is pink.
Oh, that's
not
actually
the case.
cool.
That seems like a
it's
custom
a pink
thing.
iPhone.
Hey, listen, are you getting another one?
I'm trying to.
All right, then I will too.
I had a red one for a while. It went hard, and so in
Yeah,
this,
they got cool colors.
Yeah.
in
They
this
got
video,
yellow and blue and all this other stuff.
Don't
yeah.
apologize.
No, I didn't apologize.
Yeah.
you're holding the pink phone, and then Jack Mac CFB says, "Pink phone is crazy. Not gonna lie."
Yeah, and I
then
said
you
I said
replied-
your profile or I think
Your profile pic,
PFP
yeah.
is crazy.
Not gonna
And
lie.
then he changed it.
And then he changed it.
He changed it. Yeah, I
switched
did
up.
see that. I
So
saw that.
thank you for your service. On
Yes.
that.
Yeah,
But yeah,
of
the
course.
stories before the draft, it was just like every week it was like
It was something new.
How can we poke holes in Caleb Williams? It's
Yeah.
seemingly what was put out there.
But-
there were rumors like you didn't want to go to Chicago at some point. But was there a team going into that last season that if they had the number 1 pick overall, you decided that you didn't want to be in that situation?
I don't know. I think within the NFL, I think they've done a good job, of whether it's the owners and the coaches and the things like that. I wasn't against going home, as people said also throughout the process. It was gonna be. It'd be like KD. KD didn't really want to go home, and it wasn't because necessarily the team or anything like that. It was more of everybody in my family is there, and
They buy a lot of tickets to a game.
family, or it's the family that's not family that I've known for so long or been around or haven't known, or the new family that everybody talks about. So it was more or less having to deal with all of that and make it a huge distraction for me, and take away from the thing that I enjoy doing, I love doing every single day.
Yeah.
I would have been happy with that. I'm a Commanders fan.
Are you?
I'm from Northern Virginia myself.
Yeah,
So
they've been doing a great job.
Yeah, they've been doing a great job recently.
Yeah.
I think it worked out well. I think you got a great home here. I think
Yeah.
Jaden's going to be a great quarterback too.
Yeah, that's
so I
right.
told Big Cat, it's cool with me if you guys win 6 Super Bowls. I'll
Okay.
take 3. I'm not going to be greedy.
He's
so,
very nice of him.
I hope it works out for both of us and we all get to look back on this.
3.
But,
Yeah.
I think things turned out well for you. So now that you're playing football, you mentioned all the guys that you have to throw the ball to.
Yeah,
There's just one ball.
it's just one ball.
It's just one ball.
Always is.
So you've got 3 excellent receivers.
Yep.
Well, and Cole Kmet.
And Cole Kmet.
And DeAndre Swift.
Yep.
How are you going to
And
spread?
Gerald Everett.
How are you going to keep them all happy?
Gerald Everett's a beast.
You're going to keep them all happy with just one ball?
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's easy. It's obviously, it's gonna be the fun part about it. Within the coaches and us scheming it up, and with us also understanding early in the games and things like that, get your guys the ball, keep them engaged, and then when it's time to go win games, all these guys also understand when it's time to go win games, it's time to go win games. So which that means out of halftime and things like that. It's who gets the ball, go make plays, let's go win this game. But early in the game, it's important to, 1, scheme up, and then 2, figure out what the defense is doing, what they're going to be doing for the game, and then 3, what points can you get your guys the ball in easy touches.
Yeah.
Just blame coach. Just be like, sorry, DJ. Coach told me to throw the ball.
Well, I'd assume all those guys too. None of them ever been like, I'm not open right now. They all.
No,
are
they're
open.
always like they're open, which is,
Yeah.
I mean, you want
That's what you want. Yeah.
you want guys that's like, throw me the ball, I'm open.
Yeah.
But we also have to have an understanding of like, I have reads, I have progressions, I have, I saw this, I didn't like how you ran this. We didn't agree on the same page. We weren't, I was hesitant on your route, so I moved on, things like that. But also, constant and open communication with the guys is also important, so that we can always be on the same page and keep growing.
Yeah. So I don't. You haven't signed up for this, but I've signed myself up for it. I'm a Caleb Williams protector online.
I appreciate that.
And I'm just wondering if there's anything that I need to, like, any standard lines, like people do the fingernails. Like, who cares? Like, you can't.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it this year. So
Yeah.
I'm
You
gonna-
are.
Yeah, I just haven't done it for. I try to
Love
do
that.
it for games, all of like, regular season things like that, playoffs. Also, because I've been doing it for so long now, I'm trying to like make sure I can do it for games because I'll run out of ideas.
So what should I say to people? Just being like, mind your own business?
I mean,
Should I do it for games?
I think Prince paid his nails, right?
Yeah, that's facts. Okay.
Are you
So, I mean,
going to put the F word on there?
I will not be doing that.
Roger Goodell would have some things to say.
Yeah, he'd have some things to say. I'm trying to keep, good spirited things on my nails.
But it fires you up, right?
It does fire me up.
All right, so that's the answer I'm going to say. It fires you up.
I can use other stuff that'll fire me up.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
I can.
Yeah.
There's other things that.
What about
code words? Maybe some acronyms.
Yeah,
Maybe
some.
maybe SMDGB.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't know what that means. I
don't know.
came
what
up
it
with
means
those
either,
letters.
but
Yeah.
What about the people always like, oh, well, he cried after a loss. Like, dude, guys can't cry, and also you care. Like, I want my.
If I want
to,
if when we win the Super Bowl, at some point, I'm hoping that we have multiple people out there crying tears of joy. So when I lose, I know how important it is that these games that we win and lose. So trying to win every game is what we go out there to do. That's why we're here now. That's why we have practice throughout the week. So if tear drop, it's also there's a time and a place for it. But if a tear drops, it's how much I care for winning and losing.
Right, it means that you care.
I would much rather someone have that emotion
Than laughing
no emotion
or laughing after the game.
or like just being like, I don't care, I'm just getting paid.
Yeah.
Now, with the Super Bowl thing, this is very important. Are you planning on wearing a visor?
This is very important.
Or are you going to be wearing a visor in your face mask?
If you take anything away from this interview, this is the most important part.
Yeah, I don't switch. I wouldn't need to switch unless it was like raining.
Okay, all right, good.
It'll be indoors.
No quarterback with a visor has ever won a Super Bowl.
Oh, that's sick.
I didn't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
So
Also, long hair. I don't know how long you're going to get your hair.
Yeah, it's going to be long.
How
But
long?
It'd be pretty long. However long it's going to grow.
Let's
to
cut
the
it
end of
right where
season.
the Super Bowl winning is. That's the length.
long hair quarterback. That's why I've never won a Super Bowl.
These are the analytics
Nice.
that we
the
go
only
through.
reason.
Yeah.
What about the people with short hair, though?
They win.
They've won a lot.
Winners.
They've won a lot of Super Bowls.
Yeah. Think about Tom
But what
Brady.
about the ones that lost?
They have.
I
They have
think
long
Tom Brady
hair.
lost his one Super Bowl when he
When he
had
had-
one of his Super Bowls when he had long
when he
hair.
had long hair.
And same with Big Ben.
Yeah, Big Ben. Big Ben had a visor too in the Super Bowl that he lost.
Yeah.
These
are
things that you have
really
to think
important
about.
things.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I won't
You think you know football. We know
I
football.
won't think twice about it, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're just going to go out there and run the score up.
Okay.
I respect that.
I like that. What about the Notre Dame game? People love to talk about the Notre Dame
People
game.
love talking about it.
It's crazy. One game.
My one tough game in 3 years. It's all right. It happens. I'll have a tough game and hopefully my long career in the NFL. And it's gonna happen. It's how you come back and the confidence and hard work that you put in to come back and recoup and go out there and go win the next game.
I like that. I have my marching orders. I'm defending you online. Now, what about like people who get maybe a little too excited? Should we just like try to take it one game at a time?
You can take it one game at a time. You can have at it. You do your thing. Whatever floats your boat.
Okay.
Just be you.
Yeah, just be you.
Yeah, just be
Big
you.
Cat.
Because there was someone said, I saw this one guy say, you know what? I'm done being mature. I tried for an hour and it sucks. Caleb Williams is a guy. I need to get out of my own head. He's going to be so fucking good. I'm going to be so fucking happy and life is going to be amazing. Suck my dick from the back, haters. I might have said that after an hour of your preseason game.
All right. I won't retweet it. I won't like it, anything.
No, you can like it now. That's what's great
Yeah,
about,
you
about
can.
Twitter.
There's
Yeah,
no
they are
likes.
hidden likes.
Yeah, hidden likes. How crazy are you going with the likes these days? Now that no one can see
Not
it?
crazy. No, not crazy.
Yeah.
I would do.
I'm
just,
still fearful that they're going to change
Yeah,
it back.
I
at some
am
point,
too.
So I don't really go in and like and stuff.
He's
I
going to
got
flip
some-
it on and we're all just going to be like standing there with our clothes off. Like, what the hell just
I got
happened?
some stuff I got to clean up. Got to go back into the history here.
Yeah.
I read that you drink 4 ginger beers a day.
I back down from that diet-wise and things like that. It's a lot of sugar in them.
That's a lot of ginger beer.
Yeah. I'm actually trying to create my own ginger beer with not as much sugar.
Okay.
Oh.
Because I love it so much and I wanted to be
It
able
is
to drink
good.
it. It's so good. And it's always, and I actually learned
I got to
this.
start drinking it. Damn.
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
going to have to just do everything.
It's pretty good. Have you tried it?
No, I've had ginger beer before.
You got
fantastic.
to try. You got to try the right now. I'll get to y'all on what it's gonna be.
like
but
that.
You got to try Fever Tree. That's the best one right now.
Okay,
And then
okay.
when mine,
And then when yours comes
when
out,
mine
that will be
comes
the best
out,
one.
yeah, we're gonna blow that up, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be.
My grandfather used to drink old time ginger beer.
Really?
When I was growing up, and so I would have some. And
I don't know what
liked,
that is,
I
Old
liked
Time.
it. It was powerful. It had that like,
It's
spice
powerful.
to it.
Yeah,
And I feel
bold
like
and
kids don't drink ginger beer anymore.
Yeah,
You might
it's so
bring
good
ginger
for
beer
you though.
back.
Also, it's good for your stomach and all. Like it has a bunch of awesome benefits from it, but it is, a little bit of sugar. So
I'm
I
a
back
ginger
down
beer
from
guy.
it. I back down from
We'll
it.
bring it back. You're doing work with the foundation that you just started,
Yeah.
right?
Caleb Cares.
Caleb Cares. What is
Yep.
Caleb Cares?
Yeah, so Caleb Cares is like it's an anti-bullying and mental health, nonprofit that we try and do our best with anything that we can do. And a lot of times it's with boys and girls clubs that we try and help out with and reach out and show up in person. We've done it in LA, DC, now here in Chicago, trying to grow it. I want it to be a huge thing globally, and be able to use, my platform and anything that I can do to help in those ways. And it's just trying to provide a good spokesperson, a good person to be able to, help and reach out if, people need to reach out to Caleb Cares and, get help or whatever the case may be, or just talk to somebody and things like that. We're trying our best.
That's
to,
awesome.
to do that.
We'd love to help in any way
Yeah.
that you ever need it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Remember
That's
that show?
really cool.
I forget what channel it was on, where there would be a bully, and then they would invite the bully out to do something. There'd
Yeah.
be an MMA fighter that
That's
was waiting
basically
in the
Yeah.
ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we don't do it like that, but
We don't beat up bullies.
we don't beat up bullies, but for people that, grades or they get in trouble or whatever the case may be, just trying to shed, some good light on what, things should be and how they should be. And we've had so far pretty awesome success through the process that we've been through, and, showing up, being in person, going to the boys and girls clubs, providing gifts and presents for certain things. We call it the Caleb Cares Hero Award for people that change their attitude, their mindset, their all of that, and they, the teachers or the helpers or TAs are showing, or they tell us about their progress and things like that, and then they get an award and they get some gifts, or they get some some beats or whatever it's been in the past.
That's awesome. I mean, we can't beat up. You don't beat up bullies.
No.
We can't beat up bullies. But if you ever get to a point where you need us to ratio a bully, we could do that online.
Or
we
Right.
could drop a quick ratio on
if
someone.
we need to make a bully change his profile pic.
Yeah, right.
Sounds good.
We get them.
Yeah.
Sounds
we
good.
get them.
That's another. Yeah, that's another win.
I wanted to bring up one story that I loved and says what you are as a teammate. And, the media goes with all these different stories. Like I said, I think 2 years being the number one pick,
Yeah.
everyone's going to poke holes.
Yep.
But when you won the Heisman, you brought your entire offensive line and you
Yep.
demanded that they would come. Was there
Yeah.
any pushback when you're like,
There
I'm
was
not going if I don't bring my guys?
Well, there was pushback. I said I want to invite them, and then there was pushback, and then I said I'm not going unless. And
That's awesome.
and then it ended up happening.
Yeah, and then
And then we ended up having a great. It was like, I'll never forget that night, because we all went and sat around. We ended up getting a suite after you win. You get a suite after you win the Heisman, and so we ended up going up to the suite, and we had chicken fingers, pizza. The
Just
the
hanging
big
with the
man.
dudes.
Yeah, the big man had beers and drinks and stuff like that, and we were just. We were having a blast, just sitting around a round table and just music, laughing, joking, think about all the good times and having stories and stuff like that, and just enjoying each other.
I
So it was
love
great.
that because there's that. I mean, that's just that, especially in a moment, because I was reading the story that all your offensive linemen being like, we don't know when we're going to be all together,
together
again, and
and
we're just going to enjoy this moment together, hanging out, getting room service.
Yeah.
That's old school fun.
Yeah, yeah.
I
being
love
dudes.
that story. That's
Yeah.
a great teammate. So I just wanted to highlight that story.
Yeah, appreciate it.
How do you
Appreciate it.
fly back with a Heisman Trophy? Did you just bring it on? Did you have
No,
a
so
private
they
plane?
so USC provided the private plane.
Nice.
Okay.
For that, and then we hopped on the private and it was sitting pretty in the private plane.
I love it. So I know that you've received. I read that you've received a lot of media training. So you're ready to deal with the media that tries to get you to say stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if they prepared you for this question.
All right.
If there was a button, if you had a button, and if you pushed it, one Bears fan would die, but you would win 10 Super Bowls. Do you press the button?
You can kill me. What if it was
You
me?
don't. You don't
It was
know.
me?
You don't know
What
which
if it was
Bears
me?
fan's gonna die. Just one. Just
10 Super Bowls?
10
I'd do
Super
it.
Bowls. I feel like most Bears fans would be like, I'll throw my name
I'd
in
press the
hat.
button for
You
you.
think they sacrifice?
Yeah,
Wow, that's love.
it is love. So do you press the button? I think
I'll
you're- I
take
think-
it. I'll
I
take
thi-
it.
I
I'm
think
saying
you-
I'll take it.
I'm
Caleb.
reading
You
your
can kill
body
me right
language. You're
now.
pressing the button many times.
Yeah.
You-
You're getting 30 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Smashing it.
I like that. I would press the button.
10 Super Bowls. That's
a lot of Super Bowls.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I know we got to wrap up, and we appreciate your time. I have one last question.
Yep.
Roback question. RHOBACK.com, promo code TAKE. 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts. Roback.com. So I'm a big college football fan as well, and I had one very stupid question. Utah. Can you tell the difference when it goes from day to night there? Because I have a theory that if Utah, like you tell me Utah's playing a game, you just tell me what time they're playing. Because if it's nighttime, I'm going to bet on Utah. If it's daytime, take the other team. And you had that one game where
we started
in day.
Started in day, ended at night.
And you guys were awesome in the
first
first half.
We had 2 of them.
Yeah. And it was just like.
Yeah, 2.
So can you feel the difference in that crowd? And there's always smoke in the crowd.
That crowd was actually an awesome crowd. Love the stadium, love all of that, love the crowd. But man,
they're a tough football team.
I mean, I don't know how we didn't win any of them. It
got dark.
Yeah, I mean
that's literally all it was. It was
Pac-12 after hour,
dark. Yeah,
after dark. Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah, is it weird now that you're in Big Ten country and USC is going to come play?
Yeah, it's weird. It's going to be cool though.
Yeah.
It's going to be cool. Hopefully I can try and get to, that first game. If not, they'll be around. They'll be around here, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, Caleb, thank you so much.
No, awesome.
Appreciate you. I wanted to say I love you, but that would be weird because we just met.
No, it's all good.
All right, I love
much
you.
Love.
I love you. All right. Yeah. But no, seriously, thanks so much. And we're excited for this season.
Yeah, same here.
And let us know if we can ever ratio someone for Caleb Flores.
Yeah.
We're ready to go.
We'll do it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me. Much love. And the Bears.
Yeah. Love it.
Oh, yeah.